Hey guys, Brad the Builder here. I'm on my way to FLAIR'S house. I'm going to be checking out some of the work that's gotten done this week. I was told a lot of the siding has been put on. The concrete should be poured in the garage. Also, there's some sliding glass doors that I'm checking to see if they got delivered. So we'll keep you posted. Stay tuned. We'll take a look and see how things are coming at FLAIR'S house. Check this out. It's starting to look like a house. This is one of my favorite stages, especially on the outside. So we got quite a bit of the siding on. I believe there's even more done on the back of the house. So let's go take a look. So this is the north side of the house. Looks like it's all done except for, as luck would have it, we have one window missing. And so you can see we can't side around that. I'll have to figure out where that one window, which creates a little bit of a problem. One thing we have to do now that the siding is done, when it's completely done, we'll bring in our professional caulker and he'll caulk all around all these empty joints that are left open. We don't caulk any of these here. These spacings are there for a reason because the siding will expand and contract, and behind there is a metal piece of flashing. So when you see your house, people think there needs to be this to be caulked, that will fall out. There is a filler you can put in them, which we're not a big fan of, so we like to leave a little bit of room so they expand and contract. This is a concrete-based siding. It's called James Hardie. We feel it's one of the finest products in the industry, and it's very heavy. So if you set this in a bucket of water and pulled it out a month later, there's not 1 ounce of water that's left in it. And then we use a different trim material because we have various sizes. This is more of an LP, so we mix the products. This LP siding has a little bit of a wood content to it, but it has a very excellent finish on the outside. This is not the finished product. This has all been primered, so it will take paint really well. And my experience with this James Hardie siding is the homes I've built, it's been at least 20 years plus before they ever need another coat of paint. So it's worth a little extra money up front, but you don't have to paint your house hardly nearly as much as another wood siding, if you will. So as you guys remember, we had to dig down to saw cut this foundation because we added sliding glass doors. The reason why this had to get cut down, the foundation was up here. And if I put my sliding glass door up, we'd have to step over the threshold to get in and out of the house. So we came in and just had to cut about 2 inches out and get this as smooth as we can. So the sliding glass door threshold will sit on here. We will vacuum and caulk underneath this to prevent any water from getting into the house. So that way you have a smooth transition in and out of the house. So we had to do that at about, I think, 7 different locations. I need to find out where those sliding glass doors are because I have to have these in place before my cider can finish. So the back of the house right now is kind of at a standstill until that gets done. So we need multiple sliding glass doors. And remember that big nano wall we talked about it's made in Germany, it's specially made. I know that's in town, but now we're just waiting on that to get installed. So all these doors have to be installed so I can finish the exterior siding. So not a whole lot has changed downstairs. We got the plumbers here right now doing pressure tests. The hard part is out here in the country, we don't have water yet, so they do air pressure tests, but they're also trying to find a way at the old farmhouse to bring water down to run them in through the line. So the HVAC contractors trying to wait for products, so the heating and air guys will get in, our plumbers are done, then the electricians will show up. So we're probably a good 2.5, 3 months away from getting to drywall stage. Okay, I'm gonna go check out the garage. I gotta find these sliding glass doors. Typically I like them to put them in the house, so I don't see them anywhere inside, so that's my last place to check. Oh, here's doors. These will be our bang doors that will be coming in from the garage and out to the patio. So it looks like I found my doors, my sliding glass doors. I need to go down and count and make sure everything's here. As you can see, I've already missed a window. So now I hope I have all my sliding glass doors. And they label each one where they're supposed to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There they are, all 7. Hallelujah. Now, to get them in the garage, now we got to find someone to carry them to all the locations in the house, but at least they're here. In case you guys have noticed, I'm standing on FLAIR'S garage floor. It has been poured, and if you remember, last time we showed this garage, we put down a rubberized tar membrane. We called it HML 5000. It's a liquid tar, it's nasty stuff, but it seals things up, waterproofs it, but it takes a good 10 to 12 days to dry. So then we had to come back and put a 1.5 inch white foam. We use white foam, it's a little bit less money, still does the job. We wanted that to be what we call a thermal break. It's a barrier to help the transition from heat and cooling to go through, because below this room, remember, is FLAIR'S bunker, and we don't want any condensation getting on the ceiling below. So we've done these in the past. That is what fixes those problems. So once that went down, then we came back and put down rebar. Rebar is used to hold concrete together. It binds it. Concrete will crack, and our job is to control where those cracks go. And to do that, we then take this chalk line. We took this happened to be pink. They'll stretch it all the way out in a straight line, and they'll snap it, and it marks the concrete. Once it's dry enough, they'll take this big saw and they'll cut all these joints. So if the garage floor is going to crack, which it will, it cracks inside that crack. So that's why you see that on driveways, you see it on sidewalks. Those are called controlled joints. Sometimes these lines don't always go straight, and there's a reason for it. So this line goes off at an angle because you want to come off a corner. If concrete's going to crack, that's a weak spot. It's going to come off a corner somewhere. So this line starts at a 45 and then goes straight. So we didn't mess up and get out of whack. There's a reason for our madness. So here we are transitioning out to the front porch, and you'll notice the finish on the front porch is different than a garage. A garage will be a nice smooth so you can easily hose it out. This has a little bit more of a light broom finish. So it has traction. People aren't going to slip and fall when it's raining. Now that this is poured, these temporary supports will come out, and there'll be 4 big cedar columns, those ones we've been talking about. I can't wait to see them up here. It's really going to make this house come to life. There'll be a column here towards the back holding up the small roof, and then we'll come out and put one out at the point. So they're all 12-inch by 12-inch cedar columns. These will get cut out. At the base of each column is going to be stone up so high, and then the column continues up. So I'm excited, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be beautiful. So not only is there going to be stone on these columns, but you'll notice on the front of the house there's a lot of siding missing. That's where the stone is going to go. So all the way across this front of the house, which is the garage, we stopped it short. There'll be a piece of flashing that will come in there, and all that will get stone. Another thing I noticed that I'm going to be changing is that up high we have a simulated cedar beam going across a lintel above the window. I put that up as an example. Andrew likes it, and I'm going to put it on all the windows across the front of the house. It's not necessary to go all the way around to the back. We can, but for now I think we're just going to do the front part of the house, which will add to that Colorado rustic look that we're after. Okay, I want to show you guys a little trick that we do. The front stoop, you'll notice that we framed all this out. This creates the concrete cantilevers. There's a reason for that. We're putting stone underneath this, and that way what we want, when the stone goes on, it's not as thick as this, it looks like the stone is holding up the front stoop. This will all come out, the stone will come around, we'll also do some backfilling. If you use stone, it's got to look like it's holding something up. And that's what this job will be doing for us. So going back to the siding and the trim with the lintels that above the windows, let me show you what we're doing. We take a piece of cedar and we rip it down. So this was like probably a 4x4. We'll rip this down and we'll set it up, and it will go right above here. That looks nice. To me, this looks better. It'll look like this thing is literally kind of holding up part of the house. So I'm excited to see that look, and I'm glad Andrew likes it. So I want to show you what Eugenio's been installing on the house. This James Hardy, these are some smaller pieces. You can see from this stuff is like hard as a rock because it is a rock, it's concrete. So here's something that's interesting. These are the trim materials. So when it goes up, you'll see there's a distance, the separation, and that's what helps define the windows. So we use the thicker stuff, which helps look beefier. So this all marries up, and that's where the caulk guy, he comes in and we'll caulk these joints. So Eugenio's been really working his tail off. Thank goodness the framer has left his lull behind the big forklift. So that allows Gino, instead of working on ladders, climbing way up here, he was able to use that lift because the framers, again, are waiting for the concrete to get poured so we can put the columns in, and that's going to happen here in the next couple days. So Eugenio's high stuff is done, and we should be able to get him back once we get these sliding glass doors in. So. So I'm really liking how things are progressing here at FLAIR'S house. The next video you'll see the cedar beams installed on the front porch. We also have to get the exterior stone on. We're probably ready for that. And with that, once that stone goes on, we could use the viewer's help. FLAIR always likes your input, and so do I, on what color we should do this house. And we usually wait till the stone gets on. We'll put up several different samples, and so we can see how it looks. It's always better in real life and bigger samples versus tiny little paint charts. So stay tuned for that, and I'm gonna be heading off to look at some backyards so I can share some more ideas with FLAIR. So thanks for watching. I'm Brad the Builder.
Max, you know where Brad went? No, I can't find him anywhere. There he is.